Americans see House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visiting Taiwan and think, what's the big deal? But for China, it's a threat to their sovereignty. So maybe you can explain some of those dynamics and how it is impacting geopolitical tensions and sentiment in the markets.
I think Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan visit is truly reckless and really dangerous for the whole region. I read a great article written by Thomas Friedman this morning on the New York Times. This particular visit has nothing good going to come out of it. I think the geopolitical tension between China and U.S. around Taiwan has been brewing for a long time, and this visit is definitely a really big headache for both President Xi and President Biden, and it's definitely not endorsed by the White House. And I think all these tension is really unnecessary because if you think about it, Taiwan is really a really small island. It's 23 million people, about 100 miles off of the coast from mainland China. You can literally see each other from the both coasts. Being someone born and raised in Hong Kong is definitely a moot point, particular at this stage. In terms of what's going on in the world with the Ukraine-Russian war, we really don't need another one in terms of political instability.
So the Chinese Foreign Ministry has said that the United States is responsible for the consequences. What does that mean? What are the options here, especially with Xi Jinping, who's already dealing with lockdowns and the consequences of the aftermath of COVID-19?
I think, since the establishment for the Communist Party, always been a dream for China to one day be able to take back Taiwan. So this is something that, the whole population in the mainland China really wanted to see that happen one day. So I think that warning is really about potential political or military action. But I don't want to call this, and this is something that's absolutely sensitive. And, it's something that I think all the world and the rest of us are really worried about.
Right. Taking a look at the market impact, it was interesting because this morning we saw a bit of a downturn in the crypto markets. Now, it kind of went back up or is trading pretty flat. What do you see as the market impact here?
Well, I think, in terms of for crypto and Web3, there's a few things that we should pay attention to. One is definitely TSMC. So TSMC stands for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Companies, is the world's largest contract manufacturers, chip maker in the world. We're counting the biggest miner, crypto mining in the world, like Bitmain and Watts Miner, to Apple. So if there's anything that happened to TSMC, it really will have a big impact in the crypto mining world, mobile semiconductor computing, electric cars, everything in the world. That's one thing we definitely have to pay attention to. Another thing that we should learn from, what is going on in Ukraine and between Russia and Ukraine, the political instability also triggered a lot of usage in terms of crypto. We saw a lot of Ukrainian donation that happened via crypto. And if you kind of look at the whole world, Asia, as in terms of crypto population, particular like India, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, including Taiwan, are really quite crypto savvy. That combination of population are actually more than the crypto population in the US. So if there's any instability politically, it may actually drive usage for crypto in the region. So I think these two areas is definitely be something that we should watch out for that may or may not impact price, but it's definitely something that it may drive more usage in crypto.
Fascinating. China has banned mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies effectively. And I wonder what will happen of China's stance on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, following these kind of tensions. Would they be more likely to clamp down on the crypto markets?
Yeah, so what really got me into crypto to begin with a few years ago when I was in China, China really was the center of the universe of Bitcoin mining and crypto trading. And that is no more the case. Having said that, I do, for raise capital, we our focus is actually all Web 2, Web 3 infrastructure software. If you put things in perspective, FTX actually originally started in Hong Kong and now in the Bahamas, have a lot to do with because in terms of regulatory, I think Chinese government really want to have full monitoring. A lot of the crypto exchanges, regardless is FTX or Binance of the world or OKEX and Huobi, are no longer operating on mainland soil, definitely not offering to the user in China. So regardless of what happened in the rest of Asia, doesn't matter, Southeast Asia or India or North Asia, Chinese government will continue to ban the usage of crypto. So there's another really interesting dynamic happening is that there are really a group of active Chinese founders in the Web3 space also been moving regardless to the US, Singapore, and Dubai. So you will definitely see a lot of amazing Web3 founders sort of have a little migration going on because what's going on politically and in terms of regulatory in China.
Right, they want to avoid any unnecessary political or geopolitical risk. Taking a look at the trajectory of the Bitcoin market, we're seeing a bit of a bear market relief rally throughout July, first uptick in several months. Is it a bear market relief rally or more of a sustained bull trend in your view?
I think, my number one view is the whole crypto and Web3 industry, and that's what Raise Capital care about, is not just about Bitcoin prices. Obviously, in the last 10, since I bought my first Bitcoin in 2013, I've seen at least 3 or 4 crash. When we invested in Solana and FTX, I think Bitcoin prices was at 6,000 and 10,000 respectively. So I've seen a lot worse. But the best part is, even though it may seem like a winter right now, I think this winter is a warm winter. Means, from a early stage, what we focus on, we are more cautious, but we're not slowing down. Means even though, Bitcoin prices could be, from 22,000 to 18,000 or maybe back to 60,000 by end of this year, who knows? But the key thing for us is that it's good to see whoever wanted to make short-term money, those sort of builders and investors will go away. And whoever will be here to stay are the ones that really want to build for long-term for crypto and for Web3. So I'm, sort of half glass full, and I'm totally bullish on the overall market longer term.
Excellent, excellent. Warm winter. I like the sound of that, Edith. I think that's the first time I've heard that one.